Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to a joint review of the Jurassic World movie, soundtrack, and Lego video game. And today we have with us Andrew Nice and Andrew Third to share his thoughts. And Feanor gave us some of his thoughts, but unfortunately he couldn't be with us, so we'll just relate those as best we can, and hopefully he won't get upset. So the movie came out today, well that's the day we're recording this, but it won't be up for a couple of days. June 12th, 2015 in the United States of America.
It came out yesterday though for late night showings.
Yeah, late night showings. So we actually talked to a guy who saw it last night. Anyway, so we saw it, and we probably won't spoil too much. But well, we thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You said how many stars?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Well, approximately.
I mean, it probably was more than 3.5, right?
Out of 5, right?
Yes.
Well, I was doing it out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
What did you? So.
Maybe 7.5 or 8 out of 10.
Okay. So yeah, it was really good. I certainly thought it was better than the second one. And most people, I think, are probably going to think it's better than the third one. I know Andrew didn't like number 3.
I didn't really care for it that much.
Most people didn't like number 3. I'm one of the few who did. So for me, I thought it was about as good as number 3, but for a lot of people, you're probably thinking, oh, that means it's an awful movie. But don't go based on that, because most people don't like number 3, but I did, so don't go based on that. I certainly didn't think it was better than the original Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I mean, you can't really beat that. But we talked to a couple friends who thought it was better, but they didn't really grow up with the movie like I did, so they were a little more biased. Plus, they were girls and Chris Pratt was in the movie, so there's probably something there too. But anyway, so the main focus of the film, and by the way, we're venturing into spoiler territory now.
Spoiler alert!
So I'll be putting links in the description, so you can skip this part and get to the other things if you want. But anyway, into a few spoilers and stuff. The main plot is about the Indominus Rex, of course, the new genetic hybrid dinosaur. It uses its intelligence to escape, and then the park is thrown into havoc and all that. And there's a lot of raptors in there, so if you like raptors, you'll definitely like the movie. But they're not quite the fearsome killing machines that they were in the first 3 movies. But they're not. I mean, they're not too peaceful, but they're not quite as fearsome as they were for sure. So some people probably aren't gonna like that, but that's your problem. I was okay with it. It wasn't my favorite part of the movie, but I'm not gonna throw a huge fit about it. There were a couple things in there that I didn't really like. One of them is that the raptors can communicate with the Indominus Rex, because, big spoiler, part of the Indominus Rex's genetic genes. Yep. Part of its genes are Velociraptor mixed with T-Rex cuttlefish, so it can camouflage itself. Don't worry, it doesn't have tentacles or anything.
Honestly, I wasn't surprised by the fact that it had raptor DNA, because probably for you it's different, but for me, I just like raptor, dinosaur, Jurassic Park. If it's a hybrid, I wasn't too concerned if all that stuff is mixed in there. So
yeah, I think it was mixed with a couple other big carnivores too, but that they didn't talk about those or show those for that matter. I was hoping for a few new dinosaurs. There was talk of bringing Spinosaurus back. He wasn't in there. There was talk of bringing Suchomimus, or I think like Metriacanthosaurus or something, but those were not in there. And Dilophosaurus was only shown as a hologram for a quick jump scare.
For the
Velociraptor.
For the Velociraptor,
yeah,
not
a quick Velociraptor jump scare. So really the only new things are, of course, the Indominus Rex, the Mosasaur, and a flying reptile called the Dimorphodon, which is just another one of the pterosaurs that flies out and tries to eat Chris Pratt. It's weird looking too. It's a real it's not a real dinosaur, it's a real pterosaur. But really, none of those are actually dinosaurs, because we got a genetic hybrid. We have a sea monster, not a sea monster, but a sea reptile and flying reptile. So there are no new dinosaurs, unless you want to count those. But technically, they're not dinosaurs. I suppose Indominus Rex kind of is. But.
So dinosaurs don't extend to that reach. Like they're not dinosaurs.
Well, Indominus Rex is a genetic hybrid of different dinosaurs,
okay,
so
yeah.
it's more of like a monster,
Yeah.
as they put it. But then the Mosasaur and the Pterosaur, they're very closely related, but they are not considered dinosaurs.
So what do they consider then? Just
They're in
not
their own
dinosaurs?
family.
Oh.
Sea reptiles and flying reptiles.
Ah, okay.
Because the pterosaurs are the only flying reptiles ever known.
Hmm.
And then other than sea turtles, there's lots of sea reptiles, and that's probably one of the most impressive. And the ending is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We got a huge battle between velociraptors, and by the way, huge spoiler, so...
Spoiler!
We got a huge battle between velociraptors, Indominus Rex, T-Rex, and at the very end, the Mosasaur. I won't spoil how the Mosasaur gets in there. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I do wish that they had done more with the Mosasaur, because
Yeah.
there's only 3 times that he's in there, and all of them are very brief. So I wish they'd done a little bit more. And really, there's only one scene with the Mosasaur that is in the movie that was not shown in the trailers. All the other
Yeah.
scenes with the Mosasaur were shown in the trailers, so...
So you got one time, you mean?
Yeah, the very end.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, I remember. Yeah.
T-Rex isn't in there a whole lot either, so some of you may not like that. Indominus Rex is the star of the show, and the Raptors are as well. It wasn't over the top action, I didn't think. I mean, obviously it's a dinosaur movie with a lot of action.
Yeah.
It gets into the plot quickly, but it doesn't start spoiling the dinosaurs too quickly, which I thought was good, because we don't want a slow start, but I don't like a start that's too quick either, because then it's just like, oh come on, what are they gonna keep doing? That was one of the mistakes they made in Jurassic Park 3 for sure. They went into it a little too quickly. The movie's just over 2 hours long.
2 hours 4 minutes.
2 hours and 4 minutes. It feels like a pretty short movie, at least to me, since I'm a huge fan of the Jurassic series. So overall, we highly recommend the movie.
Indeed.
I predict it'll be an enormous summer blockbuster. The critics, I'm sure, will have things to say about it. It has like a 71 on Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes.
71. 80-something customer.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, Jurassic Park was in the high 90s, but
Yeah.
that's Jurassic Park.
Hmm.
So, definitely recommend it. I don't think many people are going to like it more than Jurassic Park, except for maybe some children, because they didn't grow up with the original movie. But it's still very good, and Feanor actually said that he thought it was a little better than Jurassic Park. And then some other friends that we went with thought the same thing, and some of them thought it was about equal with Jurassic Park. I still think Jurassic Park is quite a bit better, but this is still an excellent movie.
Yes.
About equal with the Hobbit trilogy, I'd say.
Yeah.
The Hobbit trilogy is obviously subpar to Lord of the Rings by quite an extensive margin, mostly because of all the plot changes and additions and stuff.
In my opinion, the Battle of Five Armies, Jurassic World beats Battle of Five Armies, but it doesn't beat... It's just Smaug still for me.
Yeah, I think for me it's about on par with Desolation, even though that was the movie with probably the most changes. Anyway, moving on.
Yes.
So this is part 2 of this quick review, the soundtrack.
Soundtrack.
We don't have a physical copy to show you, but we have listened to
Yeah.
the entire thing, or at least I have. Have you?
Not all of it, but I listened to quite a bit of the stuff. It's by
On Spotify.
Yeah.
It's by Michael Giacchino.
He's I've known him for a while for Bill knows him for Up.
Yeah,
He
that's
did
his
Up.
most famous
Yeah.
work or whatever.
And me being a person to look at a lot of films and their composers, Michael Giacchino is actually one of the ones that I noticed the most movies.
He's very
done
busy
by
right
him.
now because he had Jupiter Ascending, Tomorrowland, and now this within a matter
And
of
then,
4 months.
And also in a week, he's got Inside Out.
He's
also
doing that one too. Wow, yeah, he gave himself busy for sure.
Yes.
He was supposed to do Star Wars too, but he
Yeah.
said that he wanted John Williams to do it instead, which I thought was very decent of him.
Hmm.
Personally, I like Michael Giacchino, but if I could have picked John Williams to do the score instead, I would have done it any day.
Yeah,
no
no.
offense, Michael Giacchino, but I
Yeah,
think even you'd agree with that if you said that about Star Wars.
Yeah.
But he did do a very good job, I thought. It's obviously not nearly as good as the original soundtrack. It's one of the best soundtracks of all time, and I'm not the only one who's saying that. Lots of people say that. So he does bring back the original themes a couple times, and he does a lot of cool new stuff too. Overall, I give it like 3.5, 3.8 out of 5 stars. My personal favorite tracks are the first one, Bury the Hatchling, Jurassic World Suite.
I like that one too, but it's very long.
Yeah, it's like over 12 minutes long, but it's got a lot of different parts to it. That a lot of them are very interesting. It's not a whole lot of parts in there where I'm bored listening to it.
Yeah.
A few others I liked. A lot of the short ones are really good. The Park is Closed is a very nice piano solo of the Jurassic Park theme at the beginning. The Family That Strays Together is nice. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and I think people will like it, just not as much as the original, obviously. So, any thoughts about that? Favorite tracks, rating?
I agree. I like the I still can't remember the dinosaur, but the something shuffle.
Oh, the Morphodon Shuffle.
The Morphodon Shuffle. I like that a lot. And like Bill said, Part is Closed. I like that one. And the Suite, I like that one too. And that was a pretty good soundtrack for Michael Giacchino.
Yeah. And by the way, Feanor, he gave the movie the same rating as I did, 8 out of 10. And he said that he liked it better than any of the Hobbit movies, because the Hobbit strayed so much from the plot, and this was obviously an original movie. And for the soundtrack, he said he liked parts of it a lot, but he didn't like some of the original things that Giacchino did. He wasn't crazy about, but he still thought that he did a pretty good job. And finally, the video game.
The video game.
So we'll be right back, and we're going to show you the box and stuff real quick. Alright, I know this isn't my usual spot, but let's just say I'm doing some renovating, and I just want to do this really quickly so I can get to playing the game.
Yes.
So, sorry about all that, but here it is for the Wii U anyway. Standard box, rated E10+, for cartoon violence and crude humor. Here is the back. 4 Jurassic Adventures, 1 colossal video game. Experience an unforgettable journey that's 65 million bricks in the making. Play it as a dinosaur and wreak havoc on the island, relive your favorite moments from the films, and customize your very own dinosaur creations. I'll zoom in on a couple of the pictures. Most of them are available on the internet if you'd like to see those, but the main picture I had not seen before with the John Hammond and some of the dinosaurs in the background. Quickly open it up. There's your disc. Right there.
Picture of Owen and Claire on that motorcycle going away from a dinosaur.
Oh, actually a few dinosaurs. Yeah, T-Rex over here and Raptors.
Yeah.
And don't do that because it's affecting me.
Oh!
So just don't. Thanks. Advertisements for the first 3 movies on Blu-ray and DVD. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, another thing I really liked about the movie is that it's quite funny at times.
Oh, yes.
The new movie. They kept the humor of the original movies, so I like that a lot. Here's the pamphlet, just a little blurb about it. Shows you the controls for the Wii U. Obviously, it'll be different for the different systems, and that's really all that's in here. Unless you want
notes.
You can have your very own Lego Jurassic World journal. There's the back with some of the advertisements for the sets. These 2 sets, the Dilophosaurus Ambush and the Pteranodon Escape, but I forget the exact name, are already on the channel if you'd like to take a look at those reviews. And we'll probably have at least a couple more coming before too long. And then, if you pre-ordered it from GameStop and maybe a couple other places too, I'm not sure, you got this. It's a small little Jurassic World poly bag. It's exclusive, called Gallimimus Trap. It contains 29 pieces. And I will be doing a review of this very soon, so stay tuned for that, and you'll get to see that in more detail. So I believe that is it for now. I'm hoping at some point to be able to do a walkthrough, or at least a partial walkthrough of LEGO Jurassic World, but I don't know how yet, so stay tuned. I may have that, I may not, but I hope that I will. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Andrew for sharing his thoughts.
No problem.
Thanks to Feanor for his opinions, even though he couldn't be here. And we will see you next time. Check out the movie, the soundtrack, and the video game, because even though I haven't played the video game yet, I have seen snippets of the footage, and it looks
it's a Lego video game.
Yeah, it's a Lego video game. They're all great. They're fairly predictable.
Yeah.
You pretty much know what you're getting into, but they're always fun. So stay tuned for more. We will see you next time, and goodbye.